The world's top negotiators, activists and journalists are about to descend on this Scottish city to thrash out once again the climate dilemma that almost all know to be real, but hardly any seem able to navigate. All the accepted science points in the same direction, but what was celebrated in Paris 6 years ago as an intention must now be turned into an agreed plan of action. But with economies reeling from the persistent pandemic and a growing energy crisis, there is little appetite for bold action. The warnings and the meetings and the reluctance to act have been consistent for decades.
We live in dangerous times, and I think it worth listening carefully to all those intelligent observers of the natural environment who are increasingly speaking with one agitated voice.
I'm not going to go to the Rio conference and make a bad deal or be a party to a bad deal. I'm not going to sign an agreement that does not protect the environment and the economy of this country.
Turbulence hitting the world's climate is no longer a matter of dispute, and crisis weather events that used to be confined to the tropics have become more common in the developed world, particularly America and Europe. Even then, the politics of agreement has stumbled.
In order to fulfill my solemn duty to protect America and its citizens, the United States will withdraw from the Paris Climate Accord.
Even with the US back on board, the aspirations of $100 billion to help developing countries and binding targets for net zero emissions are proving worryingly elusive. And with energy demands still increasing, coal mines across the world that should have been closed remain open.
I think we are facing a real challenge. And in the meantime, also, this global geopolitical tension going on, and then all this trust, that is very, very important to reach global solidarity. I think that's kind of lacking.
The real cost that no one is willing to pay is the cost of inaction. The IPCC report of 2018, the IEA report of this summer, the Financial Stability Board assessment of risk, and the marketplace opportunities for profit are all coming together to drive change and to drive a different approach. But let's be clear, despite all the momentum that is heading into Glasgow, we still face a gap.
For many national governments, it's just too risky to step up. The threat of economic turbulence, the inequalities in the global financial system, the growth priorities for developing nations all conspire to create geopolitics of hesitation. The political statements are cheap. The world's scientists behind the scenes are in agreement. But for societies built on centuries of carbon energy, it's still a bitter pill. Andrew Wilson, CGTN.